here is a
If may I tell a story while you're doing that?
yeah, yeah,
Um, th-
please.
this story I read and I bawled my eyes out. It was about a truck that was taking cows to market,
Uh-huh.
and there was a male cow. I'll call it a male cow on the outside of the truck, and his wife was inside the truck, and she was being taken to slaughter. And the
Uh-huh.
male was so upset that he went and took his horns, and he was trying to open the door of the truck to let his wife out. He didn't want to lose his wife. He knew where she
Sure.
was going. And so,
Sure.
he was breaking off parts of his horn just to try and save his wife. I was just, oh my God, I was so touched by that story. How can people eat animals when you hear stories like that? They're so sentient. Look
Yeah.
who's here. Hi guys.
Absolutely. So this is Paco and Chica, and then just outside, poking her head through, is Dolly.
Hi guys.
Um, Paco came to us. He actually was living on a horse farm, and all of the horses over time had passed away. And after the last one had passed away, he actually was getting attacked by a group of coyotes. They came into
Oh.
the property, and he was being attacked by coyotes. So at that point, the farm reached out to us and said he does not have a safe place. Is there any way that you can provide a safe spot for him? So we said, absolutely, we'd love to do that. So Paco came and joined us. He is best friends with a 38-year-old stallion named Sturgis that lives here at Sweet Farm. And oftentimes they are found just right next to one another. Though right now, Paco is hanging out under one of his heaters there. So
Wow.
he loves his heater. It's not that cold of a day, but Paco has really learned to love the sweet life here on the farm. So
Oh.
he's just staying nice and cozy, along with Dolly here on the left and Shika.
Are these
Aside from
sorry,
yeah,
Nate, are these alpacas?
these are llamas.
These
So
are llamas. Okay.
yep,
Okay.
yep. So I'd say among the animals here at Sweet Farm, so the pigs are definitely the smartest of all of the animals,
Okay.
followed probably by either that 38-year-old stallion and the
Ah,
llamas.
yes.
The goats aren't far behind. Very, very
Mhm,
intelligent.
mhm.
They love getting into mischief and finding the treats and just really interacting with the amazing caretaking team here. Uh,
Oh, look at this.
hey,
Oh,
Dolly.
wow. I love it. What was his name again?
This is Dolly.
Dolly.
She actually,
Oh, she.
yeah. So Dolly, she came to us. So there was an owner in Southern California who had both Dolly and Chica, and so they uh, she had these two llamas on a small postage stamp size piece of property in a
Oh,
neighborhood,
oh.
and so they weren't getting the diet that they needed. And what ended up happening is Dolly here actually one day she went blind. So the
Wow.
lady who had them, she reached out to us. She said, I'm you know not able to take care of them. I'm in my
Mm,
late 80s,
mm.
and I certainly can't care of a blind llama. So what we told her to do was to immediately have a vet check them out because it sounded like it could be a mineral deficiency.
Mhm.
That vet came out, put her on a thiamine treatment, and we also started the process of rehoming them to Sweet Farm. Well, by the time they reached Sweet Farm about a week later, Dolly's vision had mostly returned, and then over the next month, her vision completely returned. And now, not only does she have her sight back, she also has an amazing place to live with a bunch of amazing
Oh,
friends, and she's just
wow.
absolutely an absolute sweetheart. She loves scritches, as you can see.
What a
right on the side.
sweetie. Oh my God. How do you spell her name? D-A-L-Y or
Dolly,
D-O-L-L-Y?
Dolly, but of
Oh,
course,
okay.
it's a play on Dalai Lama.
Yeah. Yeah, right on. Well,
Yeah.
I'm really curious about what you think these animals are trying to teach us humans.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, animals are incredible from especially from the perspective of if you show them respect, they show their love back for you. As you saw, Dolly, was really wanting those scritches. She was not always that way. When she arrived, she was very skeptical, skittish, and the when it comes to all of the animals on here, especially the ones that are that come from the traditional food system, right? They were factory farms and whatnot. I think what they in their own way say to us is, compassion is key. It's showing kindness for one another is the key to a better world together. And I say that as humans are not the only inhabitants of this planet. We are just one small piece of it, but unfortunately, we have an outsized negative impact. Being more mindful of our choices, being more mindful of how we treat one another, not just humans treating humans and treating other humans in one way, but also how we treat the animals in the food system, pollinators, uh, you know, creatures big and small. It's through our behavior of like what kind of agriculture practices do we support? That plenty of traditional plant-based agriculture impacts things like pollinators and the beneficial insects that are the base the base of ecosystems that collectively impact. Even if you're fully vegan, just there are things that we can do to continually be more mindful about our own impact. So I think that's really what I feel like the animals would love for us to understand is like can't more people just be more mindful and consider that there's more to life than just your own bubble. We are just one small tiny piece of a bigger ecosystem.
I also think they're trying to teach us to stop eating animals because animals have feelings, right? They want to live with their families, and we don't need
Absolutely.
we don't need to eat animals. We've got all these plants and roots and bark and vegetables that are very nutritious. It's a fallacy that we need animal
Yeah,
protein. Yeah.
absolutely. It's the idea that you need animal-based protein to be big and strong is crazy when you think about elephants and gorillas. They're vegetarian, they're vegans, right? They don't.
Yeah.
So
Oh, look
uh
at this guy. Oh, he's so cute.
this is Sturgis. He's hanging out inside right now, warming up a little bit.
I
But
heard that.
he's our 38-year-old stallion. He's
Wow.
old guy, but still kicking, doing really well. When he arrived at Sweet Farm, he had a antibacterial resistant skin infection. He lost about 70 to 80% of the hair on his body.
Oh,
His teeth were in terrible shape. His hooves were in terrible shape. And the vet thought that he might only have 3 to 6 months left to live. We said, okay, well, we're going to get him cleaned up and see what we can do for him. And as long as he continues to improve and is doing well and is otherwise healthy, he's going to live out his golden years with us at Sweet Farm. Well, that conversation happened at the end of 2015. And the year he
wow.
is 7 years later, still doing well. Of course, he's wearing his coat right now. He was rolling in the mud earlier, rolling in the grass. So of course he's got a little bit of stuff on him
Yeah.
himself, but he's really a sweetheart. He had a procedure. So all of the animals are cared for by world-class, vet professionals. And what I'm showing you right there is he actually a few years ago had a procedure called an enucleation, which is he had his eye removed because he had ocular cancer. He was he was not a happy camper. He was rubbing his face constantly on things, on the walls, on fence posts, because it was clearly bothering him. And we worked with some of the top veterinarian ophthalmologists to determine the extent of the cancer and what could be done. And they said an enucleation is probably going to take care of it. So we went through that procedure, and within just a couple of days, he was out running around, playing, galloping, and back to his normal self. So clearly the right decision for this amazing guy, and he's still kicking. And compassion is always an important part of what we do here. It is the tough part of the job, which is there are times when the compassionate thing to do is to allow animals to move on as well. It's the very hard part about sanctuary work, but we feel like we do everything we can for these animals, but at a certain point, we have to make a choice and understand that at a certain point, it's no longer fair to the animal to let them, to keep things going if they're no longer comfortable, happy campers.
Right. Yeah. So Nate, we only have a couple minutes left here on the link. So I'm looking at your facility here. It must cost a lot of money to not only build the sanctuary, but also to feed all these 140 animals. And so how can people support you? Do they go to sweetfarm.org, is it? Or
Yep. So sweetfarm.org is the best way. And certainly you can reach out to us at info@sweetfarm.org if you're a larger grant maker and you'd like, we're open with our 990s and all sorts of information, and certainly we have all sorts of different programs and ways that people can support, whether it's sponsoring an animal directly or helping pay for some of our other programs as well. So I'm just going to the front of the property so you can get a nice view of the overall
amazing
building there, and of course they have this beautiful view of the farm, of the property here at Sweet Farm. And so with that, yes, absolutely, please visit us at sweetfarm.org. The work that we do is only made possible by amazing supporters like all of you out there. Like you said, it is expensive to care for these animals, but it is incredibly important work. And the work at Sweet Farm, because of these different programs that we have with our technology programs, working with innovators that scale change globally, you can rest assured that your dollar is having a very large impact beyond just the animals here, but of course them too.
Thank you, Nate, for being with us here today. And it's you don't not just have an animal sanctuary, you have an animal paradise there. That's what I'm thinking. So
absolutely.
Thank you for all you do. God bless you, and we'll be in touch. Bye for now.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Love you. Bye-bye.
Can anybody out there